Hey Pisces, welcome to High Priestess Healing Tarot, where you are the High Priestess, baby. We're using the Muse Tarot for your beautiful Muse energy today. And then we'll pop on over to the Rider-Waite for some context clues. Thank you, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels, the Ancestors, Archangel Michael. Please help me in pulling insights for the High Priestess. Oh my God, Collective, highest timelines, highest messages for High Priestess Collective. Full card. Who's jumping? We can all hold hands and jump at the same time. I'm down. I'm ready. Let's fucking go, Pisces. Full card. Look at the artwork here. We have the traditional imagery of a cliff, right? And she's going to have to hop from this one over to this side, but we can't see what's on this side. But the sun is illuminated fully, so she's allowing herself to kind of like skip that way. Like, oh, we're free floating over here. But if you look on the bottom left-hand side, if you have the Muse Tarot, you might want to check this out. Bottom left-hand side has a ladder that actually comes up from the darkness of the cosmos. Heavy emphasis on the darkness of the cosmos. Darkness of the cosmos symbolizes essentially having to walk through an unknown or move through a dark period. Dark could mean whatever it means to you, but to me, that usually indicates a period of not having a tangible, materialized roadmap, blueprint, something like that, and having to go off of the light of ancestral guides, angelic guides, multidimensional guides, and intuition. So that's like truly, it's walking in the dark, but you had to climb up a ladder doing that. You had to climb up a ladder doing that. What's interesting is that, like, while climbing up the ladder, which you did, you pierced through a dimension. So you went from the darkness of the cosmos. Combos is a snack, but maybe you're a snack, babe. Of course you're a snack. I think maybe combos, I'm like blending the two planes here. You know, there's two-dimensional planes being blended. But your ladder pierced through into a sand plane. Sand, I don't know the symbolism but behind sand, except that it's like granular in nature, and when it's all formed together, it does create structure, support. If you think about sand dunes, it's like sand barriers. If you live on an island, you know this. Sand dunes and sand barriers are often used to prevent flooding as much as possible, but let's be real. Ocean's gonna ocean, baby. But there's a piercing through planes, and your ladder is decorated. Do you see that? There's like beaded work on the side of your ladder. So I think, Pisces, you may have made a climb and a piercing through dimensions look very pretty. I think this is like when something appears easy, so someone else tries to do it, and they're like, oh, this is so hard. But the person who did it made it look very easy because there's something in them that's like, it's innate, an innate gift, an innate talent, an innate something. So maybe like climbing and piercing through dimensions is something that comes a little bit more natural to you. I don't think that means it's not hard. I think you just made something look pretty and easy, and it's not, I don't think it could have possibly been. I don't think it could have been. But there's pure intention here. So I believe that when there's pure intention on a vibrational level, I do believe that the energies around you and circumstances around you will meet you there to assist or support in the climb up. You've completed the climb up and you've pierced through a plane. You're in another dimensional plane now, Pisces. And what's coming up ahead in the picture, right? I'm not future forecasting, but maybe this is applicable to you. What's coming up in this short distance of the future is a leap from one plane that you just pierced through, climbed all the way up to another plane. You're being shown a sliver of the beginning of the plane, and the rest of the plane is not being shown to you, likely for a reason. But this is the universe saying, you did it. You climbed up, you pierced through. Now there's a sunlit leap. It's a sunlit leap. Sunlit means wish fulfillment, inner child healing. It means there is light here. So where you were traveling through the darkness of the cosmos before, why the F am I saying combos so much? This may have been like a journey of like climbing 2 ladders at once, you know, put you where you go here. The jump is lit. I mean, like, it is well lit, like you can see. The jump is lit. And you're being shown the sliver. All you need to see is the sliver of where to land, because once you land, I think all of this plane over here is going to fill in. What if it can only fill in after you land? It can only fill in after you land. That means that like your actual vibrational presence is going to fill in the grid. This means you have a lot more influence over the filling in of the grid than you might think that you do. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you do know that. Maybe that's part of what this climb was. The recognition that the dimension fills in once you arrive. What the fuck am I talking about? Who is smoking weed here? There's an infinity symbol associated with this card. And we usually see that reserved for the Magician and the Strength card. So I'm going to interpret this as 2 things. 1, last year was I was going to say bitch. Last year showed you something about your resilience and the ways manifestations might show up in illusion energy. So it's like not really manifestation. It's like almost, it was so close, but like enough of it was missing where you had to either disconnect or recognize entering it would have been a cycle perpetuation. That may have been part of this dark climb. This infinity symbol with this Fool card means to me, you now have the integrated and embodied strength of spiritual fortitude, as well as the ability to manifest, I think what this is saying is reality, like the grid, the details around where you are. You know that expression, if a tree falls in the woods, does it make a sound? That always used to confuse me until I started to explore the concept of like, if sound is based on perception and no one is there to perceive it, then no, it doesn't make a sound. That doesn't mean it's not making a sound. It just means that in this like theory, in this concept of like, if no one is there to perceive the sound, and sound is defined by perception. I'm not saying that's true. I'm just flow with this concept with me. That concept is kind of applying here of like, this reality on this side of the plane that you're about to, it looks like, to me, this looks like you're already headed in that direction in a little bit of like, no one can stop her. No one's stopping you. There's not an obstacle in the air. There's not an obstacle below. There's not an obstacle behind or in front of. You did some clearing. I think that was that last year shit. You did some clearing. And maybe the clearing had to be a little innovative, like a little rebellious, a little bit of like a personal revolution of, I'm seeing Teresa Giudice flip the table, you know, like I'm not condoning, but I'm also not slamming her. You may have like had an instance where you had to metaphorically, spiritually flip a table. Jesus flipped a table too, guys. You know, he walked into the temple and they were gambling and he was like, you sons of bitches, we're not doing this in God's house. My dad's home. Sorry, I'm a little comedic today. Foof to the woof. Anyway, if any of that backstory resonates with you, claim it, smash the love button. You are now moving forward. It looks delicately. It looks there's a delicate, feminine, fluid, flowing, almost whimsical, enchanting dancer energy here. About to jump over into this plane, and this plane, you know, if you are not there to arrive, does the plane even exist? Does the grid even exist? That's the coolest interpretation I've ever read for that card. Bottom of the deck is the world. Cosmos. That's crazy. So the start and the end. So here we go. You're basically coming off this tail end of a transformation where they had to fill in your wings. You know, do you remember when we were using the Way Home deck and I had mentioned that your wings are transparent? There's something about your wings being transparent, Pisces. Your wings is spiritual symbolism for your expanded energy, like real estate, taking up more space and being able to travel between the grounded reality and the air. There's like, that's two planes. That's two different planes. You had transparent wings. And now these wings are filled in, and they're not just filled in, but they're bejeweled with blues, greens, purples, and pinks. So there's an element here of expansion and heart tenderness that's mixed with a spiritual, maybe elevation or ascension here. You can see a lot more now because of the cycle that you just moved through. You see how the world is actually covering her eyes. It's like, oh, it's not covering her eyes. This is all she can see, the world, so much more. So maybe this is also an energy of you seeing so much more opportunity to jump than you had previously. Your energy is beautiful, which I knew it would be. Hello. Let's get into this juice. I hope you can hear the birds. They were singing up a storm before. Show me anything else I need to say about that ladder up. Boundaries was the theme. Boundaries, but let's say it differently. Rising above clouded communication and clouded behavior from others. And when it is visible or present, stating it out loud. Like, of course, to yourself, but it's actually like calling the illusion out. That's a little exorcism-y of you. They don't love that, but would love to watch it. The wings of the butterfly. It's interesting that in finding your voice and finding your truth and finding truth, you can speak it, you can hear it, and you can spot it when it isn't there. And it looks like the ladder up involved a lot of instances like that. That makes sense because the ladder up is through air or cosmos. And this is all about the air. Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, especially if you have significant placements in that North Node, Mars, Mercury. Maybe even if you have air in your 12th house or 8th house. Show me the ladder. What? That's wild. That's wild. King and Queen of Swords. Some of you are crawling up after a split. These are the divorced counterparts in tarot. That's a more like literal interpretation here, a little bit less spiritual. King of Swords, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy, the mastery of the word, the mastery over the mind. So in developing a relationship with truth, you've also developed a mastery relationship over the mind, which may have been what enabled you to climb up this ladder. If you think about, there's two swords on the table, right? The Two of Swords. Shout out to the Libra moons here. The Two of Swords is a card of somebody in decision-making mode. Sometimes it's a crossroads energy, but they're blindfolded. Did I say something about seeing? The dark cosmos, only being able to see by the light of the stars, which is ancestral energy, multidimensional spirit guides, starseed energy, your past on loved ones, your intuition. The journey of the ladder upward had to do with the mind and words, but those two things are connected. And you may have had to climb up post, separation from someone. And it's in the relationship with them that you were able to develop a relationship with the voice and a relationship with truth. Usually that means because the other person is not exuding it. Not to drag them, but... Okay, yeah, I'm not going to keep those, but Justice came out, Page of Wands. Could be a kid involved too. Justice is like the law, right? Okay, let's go back to the spiritual. Show me the spiritual energy of the King and Queen of Swords as it pertains to the ladder. Damn, I think I am reading something like this. And if this is not a past person, For a lot of you, this is a past person. For those of you who is not a past person, the King and Queen of Swords energy within you is first the feminine energy. That is how it goes. It's the femme first. It's the channeled messages first. It's the receiving. It's the womb first. There is no King of Swords. Who is that though, King of Pentacles? There is no King of Swords if there is no womb. There is no King of anything if there is no womb. I know you know though. I don't have to tell you. Even the masculines here. I know you know. Okay. So first came the relationship with truth and voice, words, throat chakra, and like the mercurial of the mind, being able to see truth and through words and communication and speak truth. Then came the mastery over the mind. So that's your feminine and masculine energy here on the climb up. Two of Cups is the alchemical union of those two energies. Heavy emphasis on pure intentions here. The purer your vibrational intention, the more fluid your traversing through the planes becomes. That's like days that go by very quickly, where you're like, I feel like I'm just a vessel and the day is moving faster than my body can, and I just have to be where I am. Those are the days when you're experiencing alignment. And alignment usually results in like fluid, fast. Okay, I feel like we got enough of the past here. 2-2 Master Builder. The reason, it looks like the reason behind the climb up is to has been to build something for the self. Magician Strength card. Okay. Show me the leap. 1 on the leap. What's going on? What is going on? The leap is your justice? Damn, this is like a movie. The leap is your justice. This feels like an opportunity that you're getting because you remained on the side of truth. Your truth, the truth, nothing but the truth. Like, there's something about truth, and it's really comes back to your vibration, the intention, because that can't be faked. You know, have you ever met people? You have to have. I know you have to have. Where they're like, I don't know. It's like giving, I don't need to drag. You know what I'm saying though? People that say that they're something, and you're like, I don't feel like that. I don't feel it in my stomach. And sometimes when people have to say what they are, sometimes I'm like, well, do we have to say it if we are it? Sometimes it's like maybe you're telling yourself. Maybe you're trying to convince yourself. And hey, that works. That's actually, that's a practice of rewriting the neural pathways in the mind. But there's something here around like your vibration and your intention, and you stuck with the side of truth that's allowing this leap to happen. This is when the universe, this is what I'm talking about. The universe supports pure intention. It might not always show up in the timeline that you prefer, right? I know I've been there. I've been like, hey, Judge Judy, like, come on. But they do show up. This is Libra energy. So again, I have to emphasize there's like a Libra placement, Aquarius placement, very strong here. Gemini placement, very strong. Extra emphasis on the Libra though. Especially if it's a Libra moon or Libra Uranus. Can you have a Libra Uranus? And this leap is going to, this serves as a balance of the scales for you. So this is a karmic retribution, karmic reward. I feel like it's a little bit different than a reward because the grid doesn't even fill in until you get there. So this is a timeline of your own creation. That's that magician energy I'm sensing here. It's a timeline of your own creation. So perhaps this timeline was not the most likely timeline or grid or plane available to you based on fate and circumstances. But because of this series of decisions that you made climbing up the ladder, that consistency up has actually elevated you into a dimensional plane that's allowing you to have this opportunity of full creation, full creative autonomy. Not that we don't. I just think that sometimes the subconscious and the patterns and the ego and sometimes past life karma, it can get in the way. But this, maybe you went on an intensified journey upward to face all that shit so that you could get here. If that happened, then you have, like, your soul is on some Red Bull shit, you know, to be able to do that. Oh, Miss Neptune has entered the room. Okay, anything else on this justice energy? It's 11, Master Manifester. The 3 swords on the table are broken up, but that means that the 3 of swords had to have been moved through. This is, it's kind of giving 8th house transformation energy of like, you went like hit for hit, round for round. Ma'am. Round for round through very challenging heartbreaks or disappointments or breakups or discontinuations, something like that, that allowed for a significant transformation. Okay, Neptune said enough of that. One more justice. Okay. Girl. Smash a little button for Miss Nep, the guardian of Mermaid Manor. If you're on my Instagram, I posted a picture of Neptune in my blinds. She's like standing behind the blinds, but the blinds are open. It's just a funny, weird cat quirk. This could only, not only, but this looks like this was destined to happen this year. Hermit card, Virgo energy. Oh, she really fucked up my table. This may have even been a silent commitment to truth. Oh, I know that journey. That's when you stay true to your truth and maybe don't blast it or like combat what other people are saying. You just let time unfold and let truth unfold and let like your timeline unfold, and like that will speak volumes over. Yeah, Gemini energy, Mercury at the bottom here. So this is a lot of truth in speaking, and this leap is a result of some sort of truth in speaking that you stuck to it. You stuck to truth. Okay, can you show me the grid? Let's see what they say for this. Hiccup, sorry. Grid. Queen of Wands, Shadow Work Queen. This is like creative, fiery. Yeah, creating the grid. Creating the grid. Well, it's also big Leo energy. Shout out to the Sunflower crew here. It's big Leo energy, Aries, Sag, Leo. The Leo is being seen. The Leo is also proud of what they've done. 3 of Pentacles, building out the grid. Queen of Wands is also a leader. 10 of Wands. This is where you get to begin again. It's like obviously, but this feels like what you acquired in the previous, what you acquired on the way up, you're going to be able to put like the backpack down. You're going to be able to put that down and just use the like integration of the skill. Yeah. Oh my God. Talk about birthing a grid. Whew. This is new land. Empress is new land. It's fertile land. Even pomegranates have to do with fertility. So it's fertile new beginnings, fertile new land. Taurus energy. Let's get a different deck. See, we'll use modern. Can you show me the fertile land here? Well, isn't it funny that he decided to show up now? Good thing you're showing up now on this side of the grid, because I was about to talk shit about you when I said your name over here, sir. Taurus energy again. King of Pentacles, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. The urban life is behind him. He's actually technically in a more earthy spot on this side of the wall. So there is fertility in regards to your material resources, wealth, asset acquisition, homes, family, pregnancy, career opportunity. It's like a lot of elements of you. A lot of elements of you are present simultaneously. So that would mean that the internal family systems that you're doing, the parts work that you're doing to integrate and incorporate all of the versions of you is working. And it's a little bit easier to shift gear. Or it will be easier to shift gear. Show me that King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles energy is providing the ability to move in this plane. The Queen of Wands ignites the creation of the grid. The Empress looks like solidifies the grid, or the fertility of it. So she's created this. Did you like consciously create, like visualize a land, a new beginning, a new plane? We just had a manifestation meditation in the Patreon community. Now I'm like, oh, somebody may have done this, like visualized a new, I'm saying land, and that could be literal, but it could also just be like the way in which your plane, the world around you, responds to your creativity. This King of Pentacles energy, though, makes it possible to move in the grid. So she creates it, she fertilizes it. King of Pentacles funds it, maybe? Makes it possible for the movement to happen. Can you give me one more on the King and the Knight? Thanks. Wow, that's kind of crazy, right? 2 of Cups over here, and now 2 of Cups over here. And this is 2 planes also. It's the ocean and the sand dunes that I was talking about. That's crazy. The King and the Knight. The King, I said, I don't know what I just said, but it sounded like I said King in the Night. So that's the mastery of the darkness. So I do think this is an aspect of self, but it also may be someone outside of you also showing up in this energy to assist in the moving. Moving, like filling in the grid, bridging 2 worlds. And 2 worlds could be like 2 communities, 2 teams, 2 groups of people that have shared interest, because they're from 2 different worlds, but they have a shared interest in the cup, which that's your natural default. Queen of Cups, King of Cups in this crew. I wish there was a feature on YouTube where I could like poll the audience, like, where should I go now? Show me the 2 of Cups for that King and Knight. 5 of Swords. 4 of Wands. The Emperor. 4/4 Master Healer. Healing. 5 of Swords. So this, if this is a person outside of you, they, because of their resources and title, they're able to make the moving or filling in of this grid, this new land, this new plane that you essentially created. You created it, but this person has resources and ability to make the movement easier. Because 5 of Swords is not easy, but it's like 5 of Swords is clarified by 4 of Wands, the Emperor. So like they have the ability to make it easier. Heal it, even. When Neptune's on the table, it means trust your intuition, wherever it's leading you. Even if it's pushing your shit off the table. 4 of Wands is wish fulfillment, too. Can't help but notice the cityscape behind all of them, you know? Okay. Let's get this. This is a great transition after what seems like a very steep fucking climb. Kind of want to go back to the climb, but I'm not Miley Cyrus. Let me leave it alone. Is this? this person, if it could very easily could be a boss, manager, it's somebody with a title and somebody with stability, somebody with resources and expertise. The Five of Swords, which is like challenge of the mind, or challenging aspects of contracts, or challenging clauses, challenging things that might bind or cause a defeat. It's like of no match to this person. So if this is a bigger shift than you energetically creating a new timeline, and there's like other people involved in this leap and the filling in of the grid, this type of energy, it doesn't stand a chance against this person's ability or resources. Emphasis on like, I don't think the Five of Swords is even felt. Is this happening right now? The Five of Swords is not even being felt because this person knows their way around those swords. They're the one that makes the movement around the swords possible. Show me the Four of Wands and the Emperor. Oh, and you're the Empress. There's divine counterpart energy out here twice, you know? One that was karmic. Karmic meaning lesson oriented. Pattern revealing. Not bad, you know? And then this other divine counterpart energy over here is how to create stability and fertility in timelines and worlds. Multi-dimensional world. She has all of 12 zodiac signs on her crown. Show me that Four of Wands Emperor. This could be house, home, business. Four of Wands Emperor. Yo, that's crazy. Justice on justice. Do you see that? How this is laying? That is crazy. 11-11. Oh my God, 11-11, 11-11. Make a wish, baby. That's 2. You got 2 wishes in this reading. Hit pause and make a friggin' wish, Pisces. Damn. Is that person might actually, that could be a lawyer, or, you know, someone who's very well versed in contracts, laws, addendums, something with words and something with truth. This person makes this transition. It makes the movement and the filling in of the grid possible and fair, balanced. And there's a Two of Swords. God, now I'm getting freaked out when this happens. This is all because you made a decision blinded. And you like climbed up and got there, wherever there is. Anyway, Pisces, I don't know what you did. Okay, let's do this. Big Libra, big Aries. And if this is you, you have leveled up like the both sides of the brain, you know, where like you know when to have the creation side on, and then you know when to switch into logistical gear. And if this is you, your logistical gear has the ability to navigate challenges and obstacles that would have previously drained you in a way where you are untouchable. It does not even, there's like not a beat is missed with that shit. Yeah. Damn. Anything else on this? Feeling this arrival in the grid. The arrival of the grid. Are you kidding? What am I reading for? What are you doing, Pisces? Four Swords. Did you get an aha? This feels like this came from inside the house, and you climbed this metaphorical spiritual ladder without being able to see That's like the ultimate trust in the spirit, or you're climbing it in that spirit. Okay. Foofy woofy, freaking me out. Grid energy. Show me grid energy. It's not filled in yet. It looks like you have an opportunity to decide what you want to fill this in with. And like the size in which, the size of the energy that you want to fill this in with. The size of the earth energy you want to fill this in with. Wheel of Fortune. Why the wheel though? It's like karmic wheel. But this time for... Oh, that's the sword. The Sphinx is holding the sword. That's followed you this whole reading. The sword of truth. Whatever the truth was, it still should be. You know, truth should be constant. That has turned, that's what's turning everything for you. But you had to climb a steep ladder up in the dark through uncharted, no blueprint, no map territory. Oh my God. Cycle over, devil at the bottom. There was like a lack of balance, and now it's all of this is being balanced, or all of this has the potential to be balanced in what it is that you're creating, this new grid that you're creating. Anything else? Final. Bring me home, spirit. Country, roads. I know that's not the words. Harvest, celebration. You know what I always say? White, red, yellow. Ready? Actions taken from pure intentions and enlightenment result in celebration and seasons of harvest. Might not be on your, you know, Two of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune that's a little bit of time energy. It's like clock. It might not be on the timeline that you prefer, but it looks like it's here now. If it's on the table, then the energy has arrived and the materialization of that grid is just waiting to be filled in. Bottom of the deck is the Fool. Get out. Four of Swords underneath that. Get out. Can't even. Okay, Pisces, I guess either get ready to take the leap, or if you've already taken the leap, the fertility is filled in first, and then somebody who's able to assist in the movement and the continued like earth energy fill in of the grid comes in to assist you. And again, that could just be you. This is a big Uranus energy of like, maybe no one in your family has done this before, this type of move, this type of creation, this type of transition from divorce or breakup or ending contracts, either in literal form or patterned behavior, and decided to reckon with the fact that you are the creator of your reality, and then actually created a grid, like an empty grid waiting to be filled in. Smash the love button for that one. Claim it, babe. Pisces, this Sunday, we have our Wellness Transformation Group kickoff event at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are committing to 3 habits over the course of 3 months, carrying us through the transformational season of Scorpio, right smack dab in the middle, baby. We're choosing 3 wellness habits, 1 for the mind, 1 for the body, and 1 for the spirit, so that we can commit to an expansion of our well-being and witness our own transformation in the process. You can register to be part of this group at the first link in the pinned comment below. We are kicking off this Sunday, setting our goals, committing to our habits, and I'll be providing some how-to best practices to initiate habits, how to stack habits, how to implement them in ways that are seamlessly woven into your already existing daily routines. Even if you think you don't have a daily routine, there is a part of your day that is routine. I guarantee it, and I'm able to pin that down. I am so excited for all of you who've already registered. Loved seeing all those emails come in, roll in last night. If you submitted pre-enrollment interest for this, you got an email from me last night or the day before with the link to register. So click on that to officially register. And if you are up for this, you'll know, because you would be sitting in the boat of something has to change, and I'm just waiting for the structure or the push, the ignite. I have the fire in me that's aware I have potential that's not being met, and I keep doing the same thing, or I'm not starting this new thing. That energy was like most of my life. And now over the last 5 years, I've turned habit creation and habit stacking into a daily repertoire for myself, which has transitioned into, I mean, literally a business, a YouTube channel, an online community, retreats, a 50-pound weight loss, a home ownership. Like so many transitions have resulted from literally starting small habits that changed my mindsets, changed my pathways. And then of course that's changed my body, it's changed my finances, it's changed where I live, it's changed how I live, it's changed who I attract. So if any of that resonates in your soul and your fibers, click on the first link in the pinned comment below. I can't wait to see you guys. You are the High Priestess. Pisces, hold my hands and Neptune's sweet ass tail. Can I use this? Thank you. Take a gentle inhale through your nose. Soft release out through the mouth. I'm sending you so much Reiki love and healing. And claim this, baby. I fill in my new timeline with abundance, babe. Yes, you do. I'll see you later, Pisces.